How do you manage your savings contribution when the cost of living goes up due to inflation?
Again, it goes back to understanding what your expenses are. Where can you cut back? Where are some of the tax efficient ways to increase your taxable income? And what are some of the larger expenses that you might have that you might be able to refinance a mortgage, refinance home equity line? I think, Bjorn, you've probably got a couple tools in your tool chest with regard to helping people manage their savings contributions.
Yeah, I think for this one, there are just some realities that come with inflation, right? It's hitting everybody. Anyone that spends money is having to spend more money on the things that they were buying before. And also, there's a reality that saving money is very important, right? It's important to have a cushion, an emergency account. It's important to save for the future. It's important to save for financial goals that you have and not just depend on debt to cover those. I think the fact that savings remains important and inflation means that there's less available to save, it might mean that the third factor here is that you got to cut your expenses. You got to actually go out and start finding ways to spend less money so that you can continue to save. One way that I have approached this is just using the replacement mentality. So, it can be easy to think, oh my gosh, we have to do some major changes to our monthly spending in order to make up for this 8% inflation. And you can actually trick yourself in a way by just finding a lot of different replacements. So if you like to get the name brand paper towels, go get the generic brand paper towels. If you like to get the name brand cereal, go get the generic cereal. Like there are a number of kind of easy things you can do right at the store, right when you're making the purchase, where you have another option that's just a little bit less expensive that'll be just as good or about as good. And all those things can add up while you're continuing to automate your savings. Because I would say, assuming that this person needs to continue to save like all of us do, you really want to just keep doing that. Keep saving money. Don't dramatically reduce that, because then you haven't really learned how to adjust in trying times. And I think working that muscle now, it can pay off later. If something major happens in your life, if you lose a job or if there's an illness or something, you're starting to practice some of those ways of adjusting that are making you more resilient, that can pay off down the road. Just you're exercising to go run a 5K or a 10K, right? You can't usually just do that off the couch. This is training your financial muscles a little bit to prepare, and can help you in the short run to make sure you continue to save and build up that cushion or save toward those goals. And then it makes you less dependent upon what happens economically. Sure, we don't love the fact that everything costs so much more right now, but if you know how to adjust, then you have some go-tos in those times, because it'll probably happen again. And practicing that now can train you for that. Okay,